What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the certifiably suave Dr. Disaster, and just this morning we were talking about the dire straits that Ubisoft is in and how they really need Assassin's Creed Shadows to be a victory. So they were crossing their fingers as they headed into a competitive February with the fate of the whole company resting on this one game.
All I can do right now is put on a brave face. It's over. We are screwed.
And it looks like shit was getting too hot in the kitchen for Ubisoft because they have once again moved back the release date for Assassin's Creed, kicking it back another month so that the game launches in March instead of February, because they knew they were going to get their asses spanked by all the competition in that month. Naturally, they're saying they just need a couple extra weeks to put the finishing touches on the game, but make no mistake, this is all about the sales. They knew they had to get the hell out of February. If you've been watching this channel, you've probably noted that I have been talking for the last month or so about how crazy it was that Assassin's Creed Shadows wasn't even available for pre-order, despite the fact that it was launching fairly soon. You couldn't pre-order it online at all. Not on the Xbox Store, the PlayStation Store, the Ubisoft Store, or Steam. Now, I've thrown out a variety of reasons as to why this might have been the case, but the number one reason that I spoke about the most was the fact that Ubisoft simply was not confident that they'd be releasing their game on time, and they didn't want to have to refund their customers again.
Look at that. I was right. Note the lack of surprise.
The thing is, everyone kinda knew the reason that Ubisoft chose to fall back to February for their release date of Shadows was because it's Black History Month, and they wanted to pander even harder to the woke crowd. But as sales data came pouring in for all these other games that were coming out in February, things started looking grim for Ubisoft. The pandering simply wasn't going to help them sell enough copies of this turd to save the company from impending bankruptcy. So they decided to duck out to March, where there's very little competition from other games. Because if there's one thing a studio like this, which panders to an insignificant section of the gaming crowd, but if there's one thing they can't stand, it's competition. But alright folks, let's take a peek at what we have going on here with Assassin's Creed Shadows. As I said in my video this morning, before news of this release date change even came out, Ubisoft is on the verge of bankruptcy, and they need Assassin's Creed Shadows to succeed in order to remain solvent. Initially, after the first time they pushed back Assassin's Creed in the fall, it sounded as though the Chinese company Tencent was going to buy them out, but talks stopped between them once the Guillemot family that has run Ubisoft into the ground insisted that they remain in charge. Well, everything is completely hinging on Assassin's Creed now for this company. It's all coming down to how that game does. Here is their official statement. Let's skip that paragraph where they're thanking everyone, but then it says, "Since November, we've been thrilled to share our progress through gameplay overviews, and the overwhelming excitement has truly inspired us. Each week has brought valuable feedback from our community." Yeah, like people don't give a shit about this game and would much rather buy one of the other titles from the February lineup. Let's be honest, that is the feedback that you guys used to make this decision. But anyhow, it says, while we've already made remarkable strides, we believe a few additional weeks are needed to implement that feedback and ensure an even more ambitious and engaging day one experience. Accordingly, the new release date is March 20th. We remain committed to delivering a high-quality, immersive experience fostered by ongoing dialogue between our players and devs. You know, it's too bad they didn't have that commitment with, say, Star Wars Outlaws, isn't it? Or pretty much any of the buggy launches that they've put out over the past several years. It's funny how when their feet are finally being held to the fire, they actually start acting like they give a shit about quality in their games. But the thing is, I don't actually believe what they are saying about needing some extra time to fix the game. Not that I don't believe they have people working on it. I'm sure that they do. I'm sure they're desperate to make this game seem good. But no, the fact that they had a game that was slated to be released in mid-February and it wasn't available on pre-order through the holiday season tells me they have known for a while they were going to push this game back. I mean, come on. This is a company with 18,000 employees, and they've also hired outside help to fix the issues with Assassin's Creed Shadows. If you're going to tell me that a studio that size couldn't clean up their game in 4 months, then they have got even bigger problems. Now, I have pretty low opinions of Ubisoft, but they aren't that low. No, I think they were testing the waters to see how Assassin's Creed Shadows would stack up in February because they really wanted that Black History Month shit on their side. But they saw how bad the crowded February market was going to kick their ass, so they pushed it back. And also, please note how the game got pushed back to March 20th, about 3 weeks after the release of Monster Hunter Wilds. That gives them a whole lot of breathing room where they don't have to necessarily worry about Monster Hunter Wilds cannibalizing all of the people who would be buying their game. As of now, not much has been announced in March. It was a bit of a barren wasteland. The only real competition for Assassin's Creed in March that I can see, at least from here, is Tales of the Shire, which shouldn't be much of a competition at all, really. So no, I think Ubisoft has been well aware that they would bail out on February for some time now. You may recall that initially there was some talk about competition between Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Assassin's Creed Shadows because they were scheduled to release at about the same time in February. The developers at Warhorse Studios even brought the subject up on social media. But then Kingdom Come scooted their release up a week, which is unheard of, but they were that confident in their product. Meanwhile, Ubisoft has had to reschedule and push their release back a second time. So now we won't get to see this head-to-head comparison that we were hoping would happen. Talk about two studios going in opposite directions, though. All that said, I wonder if this will end up helping Assassin's Creed or not. On the one hand, they won't have any competition in March, or at least none that we can see thus far. But on the other hand, pushing releases back like this creates bad vibes with the customer base. But we will see. It'll be interesting to see how this works out. But I'm going to leave it there. Drop your mockery of Ubisoft and their act of chickening out into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.